A former AEW and WWE star has responded to some serious allegations, and we have a major update on the AEW contract status of Kenny Omega. But first, let's take a look at the key stories coming out of AEW Dynamite, a show that would see several big returns take place. The first of which would happen after the opening match, where AEW World Title hopeful Darby Allin would overcome a tough challenge from fellow Seattle native Swerve Strickland. After the match, Allin would be confronted by AEW World Champion MJF before the icon Sting returned to television to have Darby's back. The Stinger would then make reference to WWE's Cody Rhodes in response to Max's claims about he and Allin, calling himself Darby's cheerleader, much like Sting needed Ric Flair and much like MJF needed Rhodes. Sting would then hint that Showtime is almost over for him, but Showtime is only just beginning for his understudy. And speaking of AEW Dynamite, are you tired of waiting for AEW to launch their own streaming service in the United States? Well, using our Fight affiliate link, you can sign up for AEW Plus, a service exclusive to certain international countries, which provides you with the entire catalogue of Dynamite and Rampage on demand from episode 1 until now. It only costs $6.99 a month, and you can catch the shows live and ad-free. But what if you don't live in the countries that AEW Plus is available in? Well, you can also use our NordVPN affiliate link, an app that allows you to place yourself in pretty much any country in the world, letting you access AEW Plus no matter where you are in the world. So head to the description where you can find links for both AEW Plus and NordVPN, the perfect combo for any AEW fan. And before we get to the next surprise return, let's discuss a video package that would air last night involving Juice Robinson and recent AEW signing Jay White, who would reveal their new faction name. Following events over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, where Switchblade would find himself attacked by new self-proclaimed Bullet Club leader David Finlay Jr., Jay would reveal the name of a new subgroup within BC that he and Juice are a part of, and he would say, "This is only the beginning, this is going to be the greatest era of Bullet Club ever. This is Bullet Club Gold." The expectation amongst fans is that the latest Bullet Club civil war could come to a head at the upcoming Forbidden Door show, with Bullet Club Gold representing All Elite Wrestling in a battle with New Japan's side of the stable. Prior to Dynamite hitting the air, a report would emerge from Fightful Select that the absent Jeff Hardy was backstage at the show, with there being a plan in place for him to return. Well, the report turned out to be true, as during a segment that saw Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, and Hook brawl with Ethan Page, Big Bill, and Lee Moriarty of the Firm, Jeff, with a steel chair in hand, would make his presence known, giving his brother and friends the numbers advantage. He would then drop Moriarty with a swanton bomb as the field was cleared. Of course, Jeff has been absent from AEW television ever since his DUI arrest in June 2022, with the company making clear that he was suspended until the pending investigation was complete and until he made steps towards rehabilitation. Now, after 302 days on the shelf, Jeff Hardy is seemingly back to full health both physically and mentally. Following his appearance last night, Jeff would then take to Instagram to thank last night's Milwaukee crowd, whilst also posting a link to his brand new music video, a song that explores his battle with addiction called Enlightened. 3 more big returns would take place later in the night. The Elite came to the aid of 2 of their stablemates. To set the scene, there would be a match between Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa, who took on the ever-brutal Claudio Castagnoli and Jon Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club, who left their opponents with crimson masks. After the BCC scored the win, the beatings would continue, which led to Kenny Omega making his way onto the stage, which caused a distraction, allowing the Young Bucks to make their way through the crowd, dropping Wheeler Yuta and Claudio with a super kick each. Omega would then set his sights on Moxley as a mass brawl ensued, before the Combat Club took their tails between their legs and made an escape. This is the first time we've seen the Bucks since they were taken out backstage by mystery attackers 3 weeks ago, with it since being revealed that it was the BCC behind it. It's now likely that this feud will lead into a match or matches at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view on May 28th. That's if Matt Jackson has recovered from his partially torn bicep before then. And next we have news on one more AEW return that took place last night, although this one won't be seen on screens until AEW Rampage this Friday. Last night, All Elite Wrestling would take to Twitter to confirm that former Pinnacle member Shawn Spears will be returning to the ring on Rampage in a match with Jungle Boy, a bout that was taped ahead of time last night following Dynamite. The tweet would be joined by a promo from Spears himself, who said, "I am back. MJF, the man who left Pinnacle for dead, is your new AEW World Champion. I wonder what that feels like. Let's be honest, I have no idea what that feels like, but this Friday on Rampage, once I get through Jungle Boy, I will be one step closer to running into you, Max. Why? Because I said it before and I'll say it again. Every day, in every way, Shawn Spears is a 10. And let's go to a follow-up story from last night's news video where we would discuss the matter of a CM Punk AEW return, with Dax Harwood confirming on his podcast that the straight edge superstar wants to come back to the company, with Fightful confirming as much in a later report. Shortly after the news broke, Punk would take to his Instagram story to make 2 posts, the first of which being a reference to his recent feud with Jon Moxley and the backstage heat between the 2 men. He would send out an image of himself as Rocky, this referring to the storyline idea that Moxley had revolving around the plot of Rocky III, a series that Punk hasn't seen, this during a post where Punk claimed Mox refused to lose to him. The second post by Punk last night showed a photo of a bingo hall, which is a term used for small venues ran by independent companies, perhaps a sign that he's willing to go back to his roots if an AEW return can't be worked out, although this is of course up for interpretation. And next we have sad news as it's been revealed that Japanese legend Yoshihiro Takayama has been hospitalized in his native country, with him currently suffering from aspiration pneumonia. A report from Post Wrestling translates a post made by his wife into English and notes, "It has been almost 6 full years since Yoshihiro Takayama's cervical spinal cord injury that paralyzed him from the neck down." Updates on Takayama have been provided by his wife via a blog on the Abema site. She posted on April 11th that Takayama is hospitalized with aspiration pneumonia. When Takayama suffered the injury, he could not breathe on his own, so a hole had to be made in his throat and was breathing with the help of a machine. Doctors informed him that the hole would close up on its own, but it did not. Air began to leak through the hole, which made it difficult for Takayama to speak. He underwent surgery, which was a success, and was discharged the following day. He was brought back to the emergency room as he developed aspiration pneumonia. Takayama is one of the most successful wrestlers in Japan, with him being one of 5 men to have held the country's 3 major heavyweight titles, those being the IWGP belt in New Japan, the Triple Crown belt in All Japan, and the GHC belt in Pro Wrestling Noah. Hopefully, we can see him overcome his latest health battle soon. Earlier this month, Sherilyn Guerrero, the daughter of Vicky and Eddie Guerrero, accused Vicky's second husband, Chris Benson, of sexually assaulting her in 2020 while on a cruise, with her sister Charles later confirming that inappropriate touching did take place. Sherilyn would then reveal that her mother Vicky chose to side with her husband over her. After a now-deleted Instagram post revealed that Vicky intends on suing her daughter over the claim, we can now confirm that legal action has begun. Vicky would post a statement from her attorney, Reese Campbell, on her Instagram page last night, which reads, "Chris and Vicky Benson vehemently deny Sherilyn Guerrero's recent allegations of sexual assault and abandonment. Miss Guerrero's unsubstantiated accusations have caused the Bensons to suffer public ridicule, scorn, derision, and humiliation. Chris and Vicky fully appreciate the seriousness of allegations of this nature and the need for public support of sexual assault survivors. However, they ask that you withhold final judgment on this matter until they have an opportunity to bring Miss Guerrero and her claims into a court of law where judgment is based on facts and merit." Now let's go to another story concerning the Elite, as on last night's news video we would cover an interview with AAA booker Conan, who discussed the complexities of trying to book former AEW World Champion Kenny Omega for the upcoming Triple Mania event, with him revealing why a deal wasn't able to be agreed. First off, Conan would note that Omega's expiring contract was a factor, a contract that was originally set to expire in January. Another factor that came into play was that the Cleaner was also in talks with WWE over a move there at the time. He would then conclude that whilst he hasn't spoke to Kenny directly since, he assumes that a new deal has been agreed to with AEW since there are plans with him moving forward. Much as we suspected last night, it appears that Konnan was incorrect about the latter claim and Kenny signing a new deal, with Dave Meltzer confirming on Wrestling Observer Radio that time was added onto his current contract due to injury. Whilst he didn't deny talks with WWE, Meltzer would say, "Okay, the stuff with Kenny Omega. Konnan did an interview and it got people thinking that Kenny Omega had signed a new contract. Kenny Omega is under contract with AEW. His contract was extended because he was out for, I think, 9 months due to injury. I believe that he is under contract until around November or December. There is no new deal that's been signed." And before you go, make sure you check out the 10 free agents that are set to shake up WrestleMania season.